Hello friends, I welcome you all again. Today we will discuss about the apparent dip. Okay, how to calculate the apparent dip and what is the relationship between different types of dip in different conditions. So basically, apparent dip is always less than the true dip. Okay, so the direction that is other than the true dip direction, that is known as the apparent dip. So true dip always measured along the maximum slope direction, and we measured the true dip in the field. These things we have to be remember about the true dip and the apparent dip. Okay, so let's move ahead. So basically we have two methods to calculate the apparent dip. One is stereographic projection and another one is trigonometry methods. So in stereographic projection, also known as the graphic method, this stereographic projection also known as the graphic method, but this is useful only for the few data, or we can say handful data. If suppose that we have very large numbers of the data or calculations, so we can't apply the stereographic projection method to measure the apparent dip in more accuracy. Why I am saying this one is more accuracy? Okay, because if suppose that we are going to prepare the cross section for a mine department or for engineering geology purpose, then we require the high precision, and we have plenty of data in that case for the mining as well as for the engineering also, and we want to prepare the cross section. So for a particular cross section line, what we have to do, we have to use the trigonometry method. So this trigonometry method is basically give the more precision, as well as this is very useful to handle the large data. Okay, this is the advantage of the trigonometry method over the stereographic projection or graphic method. So here we have this sketch, and in this sketch you can see there is a plane. This is a plane that is colored by the green color, and this theta is representing the true dip here. If suppose that we are seeing this view, this one view, so here theta is, this one is the discontinuity, or we can say this is a discontinuity plane, or we can say joint plane. So here theta is the true dip angle. Okay, then alpha is the apparent dip, because you can see here the view is changed along this section. Along this section the view has been changed here. Okay, so this angle here, this one is known as the alpha angle, that is known as also apparent dip angle. Beta is the angle between the view plane's strike and the apparent dip and the plane of the cross section. Okay, so plane of the cross section, strike of the plane, and the, or cross section, we can say the strike of the plane as well as the cross section also, because we have to prepare the cross section in different direction. So this is the plane. So in the plane, between the plane and the view plane and the, or view plane and the apparent dip direction also, ठीक है ना. So this beta is the angle between the strike line and the joint or discontinuity, fault plane, shear zone, or the axial plane of the fold also. So basically there are so many things those we can calculate, or we have to plot on the cross section. Okay, so then let us assume this x is the basically x is the perpendicular here. You can see this is the 90-degree angle, so this angle will be 90 minus beta. Or okay, so x is the perpendicular and z is the hypotenuse. Okay, and y is the basically base. Okay, so we have to apply some trigonometry factor here. So this is simple trigonometry we have studied in our basic previous classes, school classes basically. So here sine beta is equal to x upon z, as you can see here. Sine beta is equal to x upon z. X is the perpendicular and z is the base. Okay, so we can write this explanation, or this expression in different method also, in different view. You can see here x is equal to z sine beta, so this is equation 1. Similarly, tan theta is equal to y upon x, or we can write it y is equal to x tan theta. Then tan alpha is equal to y upon z, or we can write it y is equal to z tan alpha. So if we solve this one from equation 2 to 4, you can see here this is equation 2, y is equal to x tan theta and y is equal to z tan theta. Those are equal to each other, so we have to compare these equations here. Okay, so if we compare it from equation 2 and 3, x tan theta is equal to z tan alpha, or we can rewrite this one z tan beta into tan theta. We just what we have done here, we have put x value from the equation first. You can see here this is equation first, so I am putting the x value in this expression. So z tan beta into tan theta is equal to z tan alpha. So z to z cancel and sin beta tan theta is equal to tan alpha. This is very important expression if we want to calculate the true dip. So theta is equal to arc tan alpha upon sin beta. This is basically for the true dip calculation from the apparent dip. So we can use this expression to calculate the true dip from the apparent dip. Then alpha is equal to arc tan sin beta into tan theta. So this expression can be used for the apparent dip calculation from the true dip. So these are the important expressions those we can use to calculate the apparent dips. Okay, so with these expressions I am submitting this lecture here, and I will come with some more different exercise for apparent dip calculation also. So up to then, I say God bless you all. Thank you very much.